A black bear doing cocaine in the forest may sound like a fever dream or a joke with a bad punchline, but it actually happened, and Hollywood is actually making a movie about it. Elizabeth Banks, who played Effie Trinket in the Hunger Games trilogy and was the director of 2019's Charlie's Angels reboot, directs this black comedy. And Banks was very clear that Cocaine Bear is inspired by a true story, but not directly based on it. The real event that inspired the movie happened in 1985, when a drug runner flying a small plane dropped a whole lot of cocaine into a forest. It was then consumed by a black bear.
Beth, we should go.
Banks claimed Andrew C. Thornton was doing drug runs from Colombia. He dropped drugs out of an airplane, and he was a paratrooper in the Army in one of his many careers before he became a drug runner. Thornton and his flying partner dumped their packages of nose candy near Blairsville, Georgia, and parachuted out of the plane. Abandoning the scene in this way wasn't unusual practice for the runners. As Banks said, he would then jump out of the planes and go home. Literally, jump into the backyard and go home, and crash the planes into the Atlantic Ocean often. However, Thornton got caught up in his parachute and ultimately died after falling from the plane outside Knoxville, Tennessee. The plane itself ended up in Hayesville, North Carolina. In the real event, according to Banks, searchers didn't find the drugs themselves, but they did find the black bear in Chattahoochee National Forest. Having consumed roughly 70 pounds of cocaine, it had died from an apparent overdose. But Cocaine Bear is not a straightforward tale of a bear who doesn't make it after eating a lot of drugs. This movie has a very different take on what actually happened and is structured as more of a what-if story. What if the hero of a movie was a giant, tuned-up bear out for revenge? When asked about how she came across this strange project, Banks referenced reading Jimmy Warden's script from the movie. She recounted, "He was on a text with Brian Duffield, who is also a writer and one of the producers of the movie. He basically read an article and he sent a text saying, 'Wouldn't this make a funny movie?' And Brian said, 'Write it.' And Jimmy wrote it and I read it, and then there it is."
A bear did cocaine!
Banks claimed that she had empathy for the bear, saying, "It is really upsetting because this bear is collateral damage from our truly f***ed up war on drugs, and I feel like we should make a movie that is the bear's revenge story." While it was once owned by country singer Waylon Jennings, the taxidermied 175-pound American black bear is currently on display at the Kentucky Fun Mall in Lexington, Kentucky. The bear's name? Pablo Escobar. Give that a moment to sink in before you plan to visit. The idea of a coked-up, rampaging black bear getting revenge on the bad guys is one of the weirder things that have gotten the big screen treatment lately. But we're getting used to the weird stuff in 2022. A bunch of feral hogs destroyed $22,000 worth of cocaine stashed in a forest in Italy in 2019. So it's not the only time something like this has happened. And we can only hope that someone named one of the hogs Tony Hogtana.
Say hello to my little friend!
Cocaine Bear stars Kerry Russell, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Alden Ehrenreich, Matthew Reese, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, Christopher Hivju, Christian Convery, Brooklyn Prince, Margot Martindale, and the late Ray Liotta. The film will hit theaters on February 24th, 2023. While the ending of the real tale may be a serious downer, at least the bear will live on in the cinema with an ending that is hopefully far more satisfying for all of us.